So today we're going to talk about the stickers that we have on our dumpsters, the labels, the vinyl, whatever you want to call them. When we first started, I just thought that would be enough to let the customers know what you couldn't do with the dumpsters, and then they're like, well, you never told me that. So then we started with our first sticker, which our first sticker was, do not park in front of the dumpster. Makes sense, but people still do it even when you have a sticker on there. We did ours in the shape of a stop sign because we thought it'd be like, hey, stop, look, don't park here because we need to get this dumpster. We run early. We found when we run our routes that if you go early, there's less people on the road, there's less people in the transfer station. We get a lot more done when we run early. That's why we like these to say don't park in front of our dumpsters, because you don't want to get woken up at 6:15, 7 o'clock, 7:30 a lot of times. But we like to run early. So we like to, once our contract, our obligation is fulfilled, I want to get this thing on the truck, I want to get it dumped, I want to get it to somebody as soon as possible. So our first sticker is do not park in front of the dumpster. Pretty simple, just went out yesterday. I don't run that much anymore. Went out yesterday and somebody parked right in front of the dumpster. Yeah, fortunately it was the guy who contracted us and said, I can't park in the driveway, I got to park here, but just, something that's time consuming. So hopefully they see this and they don't park in front of the dumpster. Next thing, it's on our webpage. Everybody I talk to, I tell them what we can and can't take. But just as a reminder, we stick it on here. No paint, no tires, no refrigerators, and limited amounts of concrete. We can do concrete, but again, we do driveway dumpsters. That's what we're focused on with these size dumpsters, these 14s, 20s, and 25s. Our trucks can probably pull 15,000 pounds. That's about it. I know one of our other videos, we showed you a whole dumpster, 20-yard full of nothing but concrete. We want some concrete. We want the weight. We charge for the weight, but you start getting huge amounts of concrete. We had one just this week down in Cincinnati where we had to tell the guy, and he started throwing bricks. He was tearing down a garage. We told him we couldn't take that much. It ends up, he wants to overload us, and sure enough, he did. We get down there with our heaviest pulling truck. They're all the same system, but one seems to pull more than the others, and he couldn't lift it. So we're just like, hey, you're gonna have to get another dumpster, and you're gonna have to put more stuff in it. We told you. We say limited amount of concrete. That turned out to be brick, but still, I mean, brick, sod, concrete, the pound per cubic yard is all very, very equal. So we try to keep that, keep people aware. Our transfer station doesn't take refrigerators. They don't take paint. So we tell them that. Tires, some do, some don't. Like, we can take debris. Some transfer stations won't take debris. We can. But anyways, that was the second sticker that we went with. Okay, so the other sticker that we have on our dumpster is a designator for our dumpster, so we can keep better track of where they are. This is 25-yarder. That's what the 25 stands for. And it, obviously 014, this is number 14 of our 25-yarders. So we have a 20-yarder, 20-014, 14-yarders, 14, I think, we go all the way up, I think, to 18 14-yarders. So that's how we designate our dumpsters, so we know the size and the number of that dumpster. It was important for us before, because when we were running the chassis, one chassis couldn't pick up the other dumpster. It was a mismatch, so you had to look at it and designate it to say, I'm going here, but I can't pick this one up. That's one of the reasons we ended up going with the hook lift, because it was so crazy and chaotic. But that's how we designate them now, so at least we can keep inventory of what we have. We know what we dropped. Because sometimes we'll have customers, here's the other thing, one other reason we do it. Sometimes we'll have a customer who orders a 20-yard dumpster. I may not have 20-yard dumpsters. I may bring them a 25. And you may not think that's important, but when a guy goes on Monday for a pickup and he's got a drop off, and then it says, that there's a 25, he's supposed to drop a 20 or vice versa to match up his run on a Monday. Again, that's why we do our 10%. He needs to know what dumpster is there. So what you ordered may not be what you get all the time, but the driver has to know when he looks on that pickup, this is what I actually have. So 14s for 20s, 20s for 25s. It has to be, the driver has to know what he is picking up specifically, and he does that with this designator. So you would think, well, just it tells you right there, it's a 20-yard pickup. No, it might be a 25. So anyways, that's the reason we designate that. The other thing, this one too, pretty self-explanatory, and everyone violates it. If you have a dumpster company, you know they violate it. Do not fill above the top of the dumpster. It's pretty simple. It won't take me more than 4 pickups to go ahead and show you somebody who's above the top of the dumpster. And they'll say, oh, I didn't think that mattered. Oh, this doesn't apply to me. Oh, this, you know, however you want to say it, you guys have all experienced it. As I tell them, whenever I'm out there, my drivers are pretty happy to tell them too, would you want your family driving behind this dumpster? You know, as we're pulling it, would you feel comfortable with them behind it? You know, because I don't want to pull it. And all of our drivers have the right to refuse any load. If they don't want to take it, they don't have to take it. Now, a lot of times they'll get in there and they'll jump and they'll move stuff around and help them level it out. Sometimes they'll just take it and chuck it to the side, depending on how big a hurry they're in and if they've warned them before. Sometimes we'll try to tarp them down, depending on the truck that we're using. Some of them we can't actually tarp down because not all of our trucks have tarpers on them. Some of them are manually tarped, so they'll help them on that aspect too. But every single dumpster, trust me, every single one of ours, this is the one sticker that's not missing. Do not fill above the top of dumpster. Because, you know, some guys want to argue with you. It's just always nice when you can just take a picture and it says it right here. And there's your material, and this is your dumpster at your house. How do you explain that? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize what happened. It just helps us, because you know, in this day and age, you better document everything. So, and finally, our most important sticker, vinyl, label, whatever you want to call it, is this one right here. And this was a learning curve for us too, because the very first dumpsters that we had, that we bought for our hook lift trucks, didn't have this square on it. So we had really no place to advertise. So then we started ordering our dumpsters with our barn doors and with our square here, so that we could at least get our logo on the side, get our number out there. We have a lot of arguments. Is it more important to have the number out there, or is it more important to have packmuledumpsters.com? I'm an old school guy. I like the number. Our number's easy to remember. We did that on purpose. My marketing guy, who's usually wrong, he thinks that the packmuledumpsters.com is the way to go. So, you know, you can let us know what your thoughts on whether you think it's more important to have the phone number or to have the web page pull up. But that's it. That's all we have for today. As always, like and subscribe to our page. It's important. We need more followers. We make these videos so you as dumpster business owners can see how different people do it, how they do different things. Maybe take some of our ideas and use them. Maybe you have better ideas for us and we can use them. But that's all we have for today. Thanks.